Hey everyone, it's AJ Van Rikstel and I'm back with another video. In today's video, what I thought I'd do is talk a little bit about my favourite anime over the years. Now I've somewhat managed to narrow it down to a top 10. Still not quite sure how I've managed this, but I have. So let's begin. While I go through this list, I'll be drawing Natsu from Fairy Tail. Spoiler alert, Fairy Tail will appear in the list below. But where? Wildcard. Let's start this list off then. I'm going to cheat a little here and start off with the first anime I ever watched, and probably what most Western kids who grew up in the 90s would say their first anime was. I'm going to label this as ReZero, the wild card, just purely because it's full of nostalgia and it's likely to never be beat. That is Pokemon. At the end of the 90s, my Saturday mornings consisted of me eating Wheaties while Pokemon appeared on the TV. This anime also sparked my love for gaming, and I spent hours playing Pokemon on the Game Boy Color. Okay, now that the wild card is out of the way, let's move on to the top 10. It's difficult to label 1 to 10 for these, as they're all different kinds of anime, so it's hard to say that this one is better than that. So I'm going to adapt the same sort of formula that Rebeka has done in her top 10 list, and list them in two sections. 10 to 6, which isn't in any particular order, and then 4 to 2, which again isn't in any particular order. Then I'll have my actual number 1. You can check out Rebeka Ann's channel and video in the link in the description below. 10 to 6. Hibiki Euphonium. I think I pronounced that right. This is about a girl called Kumiko Ume, who during middle school played an instrument called the euphonium in the brass band, but due to an incident at a concert, sworn off music and was determined in high school not to join the band. Eventually though, she makes friends with people who are interested in joining the brass band and is pulled back into the world of music. This anime has stunning visuals over 2 series, and I really enjoyed watching this series because there was drama, beautiful music and some great characters. Steins Gate, an anime about sending messages to the past. This is quite a well-known one, and I really enjoyed this series and the movie that they also released. A self-proclaimed mad scientist somehow finds a way to send messages back into the past with a phone microwave. What could possibly go wrong? I've always liked stories that look at time travel and the effects that time travel could have if not handled well. A fantastic cast of characters and a great storyline that keeps you engaged. The Monogatari series. I'm not sure if this is going to be considered cheating because the Monogatari series is huge. And by huge I mean it's adapted from a light novel series penned by Niso Isin and spans 23 volumes currently, which has generated 13 seasons of pure anime gold. With some crazy stories and wholesome cast of characters, there's no doubt it would appear in my list. Now that the light novels are also being translated to English, it's about the supernatural and gods and demigods and vampires and ghosts. Angel Beats, one of the first anime I watched that I believe actually caused tears to roll out of my eyes. It's about the afterlife and when a young man, Otonashi, wakes up to learn that he's dead and with no memories, he's tried to find out what has happened. With fierce battles against a supposedly evil being called Tenshi Onotashi, attempts to connect to her and find out the mysteries of the afterlife. This anime has stunning visuals, great soundtrack and a solid cast of characters. Sword Art Online. When I first started to watch anime, the last time being Pokemon many years ago, someone was talking about Sword Art Online on a Teamspeak server that I was a part of. They were talking about this anime and telling me a bit of the story. I hadn't watched anime in Japanese with English subtitles before, and this anime marked my first journey into the anime world since Pokemon all those years ago. If it wasn't for Sword Art Online, I probably wouldn't have gotten into anime as I have now. I really do like this anime and its story. I can't wait for season 3. 5 to 2. Now let's move on to the next 4 anime series. Durara. Whoops. This was given to me as a recommendation from the person I met in Teamspeak. I asked for a list of anime I should look at watching, and this was on that list. It can be quite difficult to follow with many different characters, but they eventually all come together. I've completely enjoyed watching this anime, and last year it finally finished. I've started to collect the light novels this anime is adapted from. ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. This is one that I thoroughly enjoyed, and the reason it's within the top 5 of my anime list is because it has so much within it. Great characters, a fantastic plot, and stunning visuals. The soundtrack is also great. I've also noticed that recently a lot of anime have kind of taken on this sort of bringing in the character from our world into a fantasy setting. And from what I remember, this was the first anime that seemed to do that. The Ancient Magus Bride. This anime is still ongoing and has had to appear. It's truly an engaging anime with amazing visuals and characters. When you start to watch an episode, it transports you into the scenes and story and gives you a warm fuzzy feeling. I can't wait to see the story unfold, and I've even started collecting the manga series too, which is equally just as stunning. It also inspired a recent time-lapse video. Fairy Tail. I have a superpower. One where I apparently can sit and watch with ease 10 episodes or more of an anime or even a Netflix series in one sitting. I watched every episode of Fairy Tail in the space of about 2 months. Sad, I know. Just to catch up with where it was in season 2 in 2015. Once I caught up, I made sure this was in my weekly watch list until season 2 finished in early 2016. The third and final season will air in 2018, and I can't wait. I love the characters and the story, and I know there are people out there who say that Fairy Tail is only liked by people because it's a big anime, but I can honestly say I like it. I love the animation style and the music too. This brings me on to the one that has taken position number 1 in my list. The Pet Girl of Sakuratsu. So my most favourite anime so far is a more recent one. Well, I say more recent, this actually aired in 2012, but I actually watched this in like 2014. The Pet Girl of Sakuratsu tugs at my heart, as it's about creatives. It talks about the lives and trials of the students in a troubled dorm at an art school in Japan. Covers creative talent and shows you that even the most talented of people have to put hours of work into what they make. I've watched this series a number of times since watching it for the first time in 2014, and I tend to watch this when I'm feeling as though my own ability to create is dwindling. It seems to be able to renew a focus in me and tells me that even the most talented people probably have sketchbooks full of attempts at art. This for me is why it sits at number 1, because it hits me at home. This one has also made me well up. Well, I hope you enjoyed me watching Draw Natsu and Happy from Fairy Tail while I talked about my top 10 favourite anime. I certainly enjoyed thinking about the anime again, and it's made me want to go back and rewatch some of the ones I've not seen in a while. Probably not Fairy Tail though, as that's too long to try and rewatch. Just wanted to also thank Rebeka Ann from Learn to Draw Manga for the idea of this video. And let me know in the comments below what your favourite anime is. Also, I'm curious to know, what do you prefer? Watching it in original Japanese with English subs, or watching it in English dub? Mine is the original Japanese with English subs. So until next time, ta-ra!